This morning I was woke by four sheriffs from Doylestown. I asked very specific questions like, may I see the warrant? Because obviously I didn't believe it. They denied me the right to see the warrant, bringing it along with them only to say they have it, said they could read it to me, that they couldn't even show it to me. This is a tactic to piss you off. They want violence, and this is out loud. They don't care whether you did wrong or not. They want you to get aggressive. I just moved out of my aunt's house and they're picking me up in the back of my car. I asked them how they knew I was sleeping in my car. They said, somebody told us you park out here and sleep in your car. I said, I don't sleep in this car. That's a lie. So who could have told you such a lie? Even if they did know I slept in this car, they would have to be watching me momentarily to know I was in it at the time I was in it. Because I live in the house I'm parked behind. I only stay in here sometimes outside and I move around. I never stayed in this lot before. I never stayed in this parking lot before. Okay, I never stayed in it because I have the house right there. Only reason I stayed in it this time is because I had my ferrets and the cage wasn't clean. So I left the cage outside and slept in the car with the ferrets because they liked the car anyway. They knocked on my door, my window, even said they're lucky I didn't break your window when I was sleeping, which is weird. So I addressed them on it. I said, but I see the warrant. They said that they weren't allowed to show it to me. So the question is, why did they bring a warrant? Why ever bring a warrant? If you can't show the person you're arresting the warrant, what is it for? What are you bringing it for? What is the judge signing to? Are you going to show the judge who signed off on it? What is it for if it's not for the person who's seeing it? Now, long story short, they took me to jail, to the holding cell, to see a judge. Now, I just got this car a month ago. Within this month, not even a month ago, within this month. I've been to the courthouse since I got this car in this car. I drove to the courthouse in this car. I haven't had this car for a full month. How are they then picking me up within a month's time that I've dealt with them? At least, probably in the last 2 weeks because I've been up there a few times. So what I'm saying is, how are they then? They have to do everything within a month. Everything happens within a month. How are they picking me up before a month is up? How are they picking me up? When they picked me up, they took me to a holding cell. I sat in the holding cell for approximately 3 hours. 3, maybe 4 hours. Pretty much all day. I sat in that cell waiting for them to be ready for what they said they were ready for. Having the money in my pocket, all I would have had to do is go pay it. If I was not going to pay it, I already said it. The reason why I hadn't paid it already is because the chair litigation I was just previously speaking about in Bucks County, which is bigger than Bucks County. The lawsuit against Bucks County is bigger than Bucks County. They can't even do enough to me to get enough money from us as citizens to justify the deficit. It's falling. The country is falling in every way. And the reason for it is because people are standing up for their rights together. The system is built to give only those who stand up for their rights their rights. That's why you get a lawyer. It's built crooked on purpose to violate people's rights, specific people. And the ones they catch that are specific poor people or less than, whatever they call them, black people, poor, whatever you want to call them, destitute, whatever. Those people get targeted more. It's against the law because it's a form of religious prosecution to target poor people. When our country gets approached by other countrymen and they claim and can prove that they're running from religious prosecution, we have no other frame or no other path and option besides taking them in, because we cannot even allow them to come here of refuge to us claiming that. That's the kind of country we're actually built on. There's still laws that run in congruent nature to the Bible with this country. Now, I was in court today and I told them, they said, oh, there's a separation of church and state. I said, are we still putting our hand on the Bible in the courtrooms? He said, no. And then when I went to see the judge, they put me on a camera, asked me for $1,000. They wanted two right up front, which would have been so illegal. So they said, all right, give us $1,000. So I gave them $1,000. They said they want another $1,000 in 2 months. That's $2,000 in 2 months. Now, COVID stopped me from working, and the government gave us money. At first, they gave us a stimulus. The stimulus the courts took along with my tax return. Okay, that was 1,200 plus 600. The tax return was 6, and 12 was the stimulus. They took all that and did not take anything off the debt for child support, so to speak. Now, they knew we were in a pandemic. How are they not targeting the men with kids? How is that not a target? That's not fair or equal to them because they have kids. That's to say that if you have kids, we can introduce you or subject you to cruel and unusual punishment, a form of torture. They took my kids from me, and now they're arresting me out of my car while I'm sleeping. All under a legal format. No law stands behind them. That's why I'm still here before you. What is the goal here? What is the goal here? What are they trying to teach me? If I was the bad guy, this is the goal to teach me, right? If I'm not the bad guy, what is this going to do to me?